In a time of endless war and chaos, one man rose from the lowest ranks of society to rule all of Japan. His name was Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a peasant who became the nation's unifier. This is the incredible story of how ambition, strategy, and luck changed Japanese history forever. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's life is one of the most remarkable in world history. Born in 1537 to a poor farmer's family in Owari province, Hideyoshi had no noble lineage, no samurai heritage, and no wealth. Yet, through intelligence, loyalty, and ambition, he rose higher than anyone could have imagined in feudal Japan. In his youth, Hideyoshi left his village and joined the service of a local lord. Eventually, he became a servant under Oda Nobunaga, one of the most powerful warlords of the Sengoku period, an era of constant civil war. Nobunaga quickly recognized Hideyoshi's talent for organization and strategy. Hideyoshi was clever, persuasive, and fearless in taking risks. By the 1570s, Hideyoshi had risen from being Nobunaga's sandal-bearer to one of his top generals. His loyalty and efficiency earned him respect, but it was his cunning diplomacy and resourcefulness that made him indispensable. When Nobunaga was betrayed and killed in 1582 at Honnoji Temple, Japan plunged into confusion once again. In that chaos, Hideyoshi moved faster than anyone. He avenged Nobunaga's death by defeating the traitor Akechi Mitsuhide at the Battle of Yamazaki, only 11 days after Nobunaga's fall. This swift victory shocked the nation and solidified Hideyoshi's position as Nobunaga's rightful successor. From that moment on, Hideyoshi began his mission to unify Japan under one rule. Over the next decade, he conquered rival clans across the country. His most famous campaign was against the Chosokabe, Shimazu, and Hojo clans, bringing the entire Japanese archipelago under his control by 1590. But Hideyoshi was more than just a warrior. Once the fighting stopped, he turned his energy toward governance and social reform. He introduced the Taiko Land Survey, which helped stabilize taxation and property ownership. He also enforced the Sword Hunt Decree, confiscating weapons from farmers to prevent future uprisings and solidify samurai control. Hideyoshi's rule marked the end of a century of chaos and the beginning of national peace. However, his ambitions didn't end at Japan's shores. Dreaming of a grand Asian empire, he launched invasions of Korea in 1592 and again in 1597, known as the Imjin Wars. These campaigns, though initially successful, stretched Japan's resources thin and ultimately failed. In his later years, Hideyoshi grew increasingly paranoid about succession. His only surviving heir was a young son, Hideyori, and he feared his generals might seize power after his death. To protect his family's legacy, he created the Council of Five Elders, appointing trusted daimyo to govern until his son came of age. One of them being Tokugawa Ieyasu, who would later become shogun and found the Tokugawa dynasty. Hideyoshi died in 1598, leaving behind a unified Japan for the first time in centuries. His dream of conquest abroad had failed, but his domestic achievements transformed Japan forever. He had risen from nothing, a peasant with no sword, no title, and no name, to become the ruler of all Japan. Today, Toyotomi Hideyoshi is remembered not only as a brilliant general and statesman, but also as a symbol of Japan's belief that destiny is shaped by determination, not birthright. His castles still stand, his reforms still echo, and his story continues to inspire generations who dare to rise beyond their limits.